In a world that constantly demands your attention, being everywhere feels like power, but true influence is hidden in the spaces between. The Buddha taught that attachment leads to suffering, and the same principle applies to your presence. When you are always available, people take you for granted, your energy disperses, and your true value fades. But when you step back, when you embrace mindful absence, you cultivate a magnetic energy, inner calm, and a mysterious influence that draws people in effortlessly. Today, I'm going to reveal why your absence is not weakness, but the ultimate form of strength. Why stepping away can make you more respected, more desired, and more powerful than ever before. In today's fast-paced world, everyone seems to be constantly connected, always replying, always present, always chasing. At first glance, it may seem like being everywhere gives you strength, but the Buddha teaches a different kind of power. True influence emerges from mindful absence. Think of a river flowing through a valley. When it spreads thin, touching every stream and corner, it loses its depth and force. But when it retreats into the mountains, gathering strength in the hidden source, it flows with unstoppable power when it finally reaches the valley below. Your presence works the same way. When you are always available, your energy scatters. When you step back, you gather inner depth, creating a magnetic force that others cannot ignore. Absence is not emptiness, it is space filled with energy. Every time you step back, you allow others to notice your value, to sense your energy, and to appreciate the weight of your presence. In Buddhist philosophy, this is the principle of detachment, letting go of the need to constantly engage, while remaining fully grounded within yourself. Being selectively present transforms how people perceive you. They no longer take your time for granted. Your silence becomes meaningful, your calm becomes magnetic, and your rare appearances carry gravity and significance. Like a monk meditating atop a mountain, your stillness radiates strength without effort. This is the first step in mastering influence, understanding that presence is not measured by visibility, but by the depth of your inner energy. Those who chase attention constantly often exhaust their energy and dilute their power. Those who embrace mindful absence, however, become unforgettable, commanding respect, curiosity, and admiration, simply because their energy is rare, powerful, and grounded in wisdom. The Buddha teaches that attachment is the root of suffering, and this lesson extends beyond the mind. It reaches into every interaction, every relationship, and every connection you have with the world. When you are constantly available, when your attention and energy are always at everyone's disposal, people begin to take you for granted. Your value is diluted, and your presence loses its weight. But there is a subtle power in detachment, a power often misunderstood. Detachment is not indifference, nor is it coldness. It is the conscious choice to release the need for constant approval, recognition, or engagement. By stepping back, you create space for respect, curiosity, and longing to grow naturally around you. In Buddhist terms, this is mindfulness in action, observing without clinging, participating without being consumed, and being present without overextending yourself. Imagine a temple hidden in the mountains. It is not flashy or constantly visited, yet its aura commands reverence. Pilgrims seek it out, drawn by the mystery and the depth of its silence. Similarly, when you cultivate detachment, your absence becomes a teacher of respect. People notice the space you leave, they feel the weight of your energy, and they begin to value your presence far more than if you were constantly around. Detachment also transforms relationships. Those who chase approval or cling to others often experience frustration, misunderstanding, and fatigue. Those who practice mindful absence, however, allow others to come to them freely, creating interactions that are authentic, meaningful, and powerful. Your influence grows not through constant engagement, but through strategic presence. The beauty of this practice is that it is inward and outward at the same time. Internally, you cultivate peace, calm, and strength. Externally, people sense your grounded energy, your inner confidence, and your selective presence. This is how respect is earned naturally, without force, without words, and without striving. The more you master detachment, the more you realize that being present does not mean being everywhere. Your power is not in the number of interactions, but in the quality and depth of each one, amplified by the deliberate spaces in between. Like the Buddha sitting silently under the Bodhi tree, your quiet strength speaks louder than constant noise, and your absence becomes the canvas on which your influence is painted. In Buddhist philosophy, stillness is not emptiness, it is a source of profound power. The Buddha taught that the mind, when unshaken and centered, becomes a beacon. Similarly, in life, your calm presence radiates influence far beyond words or actions. When you cultivate inner calm, your absence is no longer a void. It becomes an energy that draws people toward you naturally. Consider a lotus floating on a quiet pond. The water around it may ripple and churn, yet the flower remains untouched, serene and radiant. Your energy can be like that lotus. Even when you are physically absent, your presence is felt because your inner calm creates a resonance that cannot be ignored. People are subconsciously drawn to those who remain steady amidst the chaos, those whose strength does not waver with every demand or distraction. This is why absence magnifies your magnetism. When you are constantly available, your energy is fragmented. You are reacting to every call, every message, every request, and in doing so, you dilute the depth of your aura. But when you step back, when you choose mindful absence, your energy accumulates. It gathers weight, depth, and gravity. Every interaction you have carries meaning, every appearance is noticed, and every word you speak is amplified. Inner calm also transforms perception. People often confuse busyness with importance, noise with influence. But influence rooted in inner calm is subtle, undeniable, and magnetic. It does not demand attention. It attracts it naturally. Just like the Buddha under the Bodhi tree, your serenity becomes a silent teacher, showing others the strength in stillness, the power in non-attachment, and the allure of a grounded mind. Moreover, when you cultivate calm, you begin to resonate with a different kind of authority, one that does not rely on force, pressure, or constant presence. You become like a mountain in a turbulent landscape, unshakable, immovable, and yet inspiring awe simply by existing. People feel your influence even when you are not physically present, because your energy leaves an imprint, a subtle gravity that pulls them toward your wisdom and strength. Inner calm is also a protective force. It shields you from unnecessary conflict, from emotional manipulation, and from distractions that drain your power. The Buddha emphasized mindfulness, which is awareness without attachment. Similarly, mindful absence allows you to choose where and with whom your energy is spent, preserving your strength for situations that truly matter. The ultimate lesson here is profound. Your absence gains power because your inner world is rich, still, and magnetic. People are drawn to what is grounded, what is rare, and what carries depth. By cultivating inner calm, you do not chase influence. It comes to you naturally. Like a lotus in still water, your magnetism is effortless, inevitable, and beautiful. In the modern world, we are constantly told that to be successful, to be loved, or to be respected, we must always be visible. Social media, endless notifications, and ceaseless obligations make it feel as if presence equals power. But the Buddha taught us that attachment is an illusion, and this extends to our visibility. Constant presence is not strength. It is a dilution of your energy and influence. Imagine a candle burning non-stop without pause. It shines brightly for a while, But over time the flame weakens, the wax diminishes, and the light becomes less steady. Your energy works in the same way. If you are everywhere, replying instantly, engaging constantly, never taking space for yourself, you burn out. Your power diminishes. Your influence fades. But there is a hidden truth in absence. When you step back, you create a space that others begin to notice. Just as a mountain rises above the mist, your rare appearances become monumental, meaningful, and unforgettable. People begin to anticipate your presence, valuing it far more than if it were constant and expected. This is the subtle magic of mindful absence, deeply rooted in Buddhist wisdom. By not clinging to the need to always be seen or heard, you allow your influence to grow naturally. You are no longer subject to the endless demands of the world. Instead, you become the observer, the grounded presence, the source of quiet gravity. Consider the teachings of the Buddha. The wise do not seek attention, they cultivate depth. Their presence is not loud, but when it appears, it is profound. Your rare moments of engagement are charged with intention and weight, creating a ripple that stretches far beyond your immediate presence. Every word you speak, every gesture you make, carries significance because it is selective and meaningful. Rarity amplifies value. When you are always available, your energy is scattered and ordinary. When you are selective, your absence itself becomes a form of communication. People begin to respect your boundaries, admire your calm, and even desire your guidance. Absence transforms into a silent form of authority, one that cannot be forced or faked. Moreover, by embracing absence, you align with the Buddhist principle of non-attachment. You release the compulsion to constantly perform, to always respond, to always exist in the perception of others. Your power no longer depends on external validation. It arises from the depth of your own being. Your presence is no longer measured by time spent or messages sent. It is measured by the energy, intention, and wisdom you carry in every interaction. The ultimate lesson here is profound. Constant presence is an illusion of control, while mindful absence is a real force. Those who master the art of appearing only when necessary, who cultivate energy in their absence, and who ground themselves in inner calm, become unforgettable, magnetic, and truly powerful. In the quiet spaces you create through absence, something remarkable happens. Desire awakens naturally. Desire is not manipulation. It is a reflection of human nature, of the mind noticing what it does not always have. The Buddha taught that craving arises from attachment, but here is the paradox: when you withdraw with awareness, your absence is intentional, mindful, and non-attached, yet it draws others to you because it highlights your value without forcing it. Every time you step back, you create a pause, a breathing space in the lives of those around you. People begin to sense your energy even in your absence. They notice the void you leave, the calm that replaces chaos, the depth that is rare and untouched. This is the magic of strategic withdrawal, not running away, not avoiding, but being selectively present, mindful of when and how your energy is shared. Think of the mountains during sunrise. The first rays of light touch only the peaks, leaving the valleys in shadow. Yet, it is the contrast that makes the peaks breathtaking. Your absence functions in the same way. The spaces you leave make your presence noticeable, rare, and awe-inspiring. Every interaction becomes richer because it is framed by the energy you have carefully cultivated in the moments of being unseen. People are drawn not to what is constant and predictable, but to what is rare, intentional, and grounded in wisdom. By practicing mindful withdrawal, you teach a subtle lesson. Your energy is precious. Your time is sacred. Your presence is not given freely but shared meaningfully. And in that sacred sharing, your influence expands without force because it resonates deeply within those who truly perceive it. Strategic withdrawal is also a mirror of the Buddhist principle of non-attachment. You release the need to constantly prove your value, to chase attention, or to fill every space with activity. Instead, you cultivate your inner depth, your calm, and your energy. You allow the external world to respond to the weight of your presence, not to the volume of your actions. Desire arises naturally when scarcity meets quality. Your selective presence creates both. When you are rarely available, your appearances become events. Your voice becomes noticed. Your smile becomes memorable. Like a serene monk in a bustling city, your rare moments of engagement carry profound weight. Others feel it instinctively. They seek your attention, your guidance, your energy, not because you demand it, but because your absence has created a space for longing, curiosity, and admiration to flourish. Moreover, strategic withdrawal protects your energy. Constant availability depletes your vitality. Being everywhere leads to exhaustion, distraction, and diminished impact. By choosing when and how to appear, you maintain your inner calm, preserve your aura, and ensure that every interaction has maximum significance. The Buddha taught that balance is key in life. Too much attachment, too much action, too much noise, and influence fades. Withdrawal restores that balance. This is also the lesson of impermanence. Everything in life changes: relationships, circumstances, attention, and energy. By stepping back strategically, you align with this natural flow. You honor the rhythm of presence and absence, allowing yourself to be fully grounded while others adjust to your energy. Your absence is not void, it is a dynamic force that shapes perception, creates anticipation, and enhances the meaning of every return. Desire is an energy. It flows where it is respected and valued. By withdrawing strategically, you transform absence into a form of energy, one that resonates subtly, consistently, and profoundly. You do not chase it. You do not manipulate it. It simply arises because your presence is anchored in wisdom, calm, and mindful intentionality. Remember, the world chases what is constant, yet influence follows rarity and intention. Strategic withdrawal is the art of creating both scarcity and substance simultaneously. It is the practice of stepping back so that your presence becomes felt, remembered, and revered. Every time you withdraw, observe the ripple effects. Notice how people begin to value your interactions, how your energy carries weight even when you are unseen, and how respect and admiration grow naturally around your selective presence. This is the quiet power of the Buddha's teachings in action. Detachment is strength, calm is magnetic, and absence creates desire. In the end, strategic withdrawal is not absence of action, it is mastery of energy. It is the art of being grounded, centered, and rare. It is about letting your influence grow silently, invisibly, and powerfully, while others perceive only the surface, the calm, magnetic, and irresistible presence you exude when you finally appear. By practicing this, you transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. Your life becomes a series of intentional appearances and mindful withdrawals. Each moment of absence builds value. Each return carries magnetism. Each interaction resonates like a lotus rising from murky waters. Your energy remains pure, radiant, and unshakable, drawing people naturally without effort, demand, or noise. Strategic withdrawal is your silent teacher. It teaches others to respect your boundaries, to value your attention, and to recognize the depth of your inner world. Your absence becomes a force, a subtle gravity that pulls without pressure, a magnetism rooted in wisdom and calm, and a power that is felt, remembered, and admired long after you are gone. In the pursuit of influence, people often make a crucial mistake. They measure presence by visibility. They believe that being constantly seen, constantly responding, constantly engaging is the mark of power. But in Buddhist philosophy, True presence is not measured by external appearances, it is felt from within. The Buddha taught that attachment to the external world leads to suffering. Similarly, attachment to constant external presence diminishes your inner energy and your real influence. Your inner presence is the foundation of all true power. It is cultivated through stillness, mindfulness, and self-awareness. When your mind is calm, your energy is stable, and your being is centered, your presence radiates naturally, regardless of whether you are physically seen. This is what it means to have presence within. The outer world, the world of tasks, interactions, and social expectations, is constantly shifting. It is like the wind blowing across a mountain peak. If you rely on it for stability, your influence will scatter like leaves in the storm. But if your presence is rooted within, like the mountain itself, you remain unshaken. Your calmness, wisdom, and grounded energy become magnetic forces that others instinctively notice, even in your absence. Consider a monk meditating atop a serene hill. He does not seek attention. He does not chase recognition. Yet the energy he carries, calm, focused, grounded, is felt miles away. Birds pause in flight. Travelers notice the stillness. Even the wind seems to adjust its path around him. His influence is profound, not because he acts externally, but because his internal presence is complete, whole, and unwavering. This is the essence of the contrast between presence within and presence without. External presence can be fleeting. It can be manipulated, forced, or misinterpreted. It is visible, but often shallow. Inner presence, however, is rooted in consciousness, mindfulness, and awareness. It is invisible, yet its influence is far-reaching. It touches people subtly, shapes perception quietly, and commands respect effortlessly. When you cultivate presence within, your absence in the external world becomes a strategic advantage. People feel your influence even when you are not physically there. They sense the calm in your energy, the depth in your being, and the magnetic pull of your quiet power. Every interaction you have is enriched by this inner presence because you engage from fullness, not from need. Buddhist philosophy emphasizes non-attachment and mindfulness. By being fully present within yourself, you are no longer dependent on external validation, constant recognition, or superficial interactions. Your influence grows organically because it is rooted in awareness, integrity, and inner balance. Others recognize this energy instinctively. They are drawn to it, respect it, and even emulate it. External presence without inner grounding can backfire. People may see you often, hear your words frequently, and witness your actions constantly, but they will feel no depth, no resonance, no magnetism. Visibility alone cannot create influence. Influence is the reflection of inner strength, calm, and wisdom projected outward. The Buddhist practice of meditation teaches this lesson repeatedly. In meditation, one observes the mind, notices attachment, and cultivates calm awareness. This internal work transforms how one interacts with the world. Similarly, cultivating inner presence transforms how you influence, attract, and resonate with others. Your energy becomes measured, intentional, and magnetic. People feel it even without constant visibility. Strategic absence in the external world amplifies this effect. By being selectively present, you allow your internal energy to resonate more strongly, like a deep well. Your value becomes apparent only when others draw from it. If the well were constantly exposed, overused, and unprotected, its depth would be forgotten. By maintaining mindful absence, you protect your energy, increase its value, and cultivate respect, desire, and influence. Presence within is not passive. It is active, intentional, and deeply powerful. It requires discipline, mindfulness, and practice. You must cultivate awareness of your energy, your emotions, and your intentions. You must learn to act from fullness, not from need. You must observe the world without being consumed by it. In this way, your inner presence becomes a magnet, and your external absence becomes a tool of influence. The Buddha's teachings remind us that the mind is the source of all experience. By mastering the mind, by cultivating calm, awareness, and detachment, you create a presence that cannot be shaken, ignored, or diluted. Your energy radiates naturally, your influence is silent yet undeniable, and your presence leaves a lasting impression long after you are gone. Every interaction, every word, every appearance is now charged with intention and significance. People notice the difference between someone who is always available and someone whose energy is rare, grounded, and magnetic. Your presence becomes a silent force, shaping perception, commanding respect, and inspiring admiration. Inner presence also teaches patience. You no longer rush to fill every moment with activity. You no longer chase attention or validation. You allow others to come to you, drawn by the subtle gravity of your energy. In this space, desire, respect, and influence flourish naturally. Ultimately, presence within versus presence without is about aligning your internal energy with your external impact. Your absence is meaningful because your internal presence is whole. Your silence carries weight because your mind is calm. Your rare appearances are powerful because your energy is deep. The Buddha's wisdom is clear. True influence is not about being everywhere. It is about being fully present within, so that your presence is felt even in your absence. By cultivating inner calm, mindfulness, and grounded energy, you create a magnetic aura that draws people effortlessly, commands respect naturally, and influences quietly but profoundly. This chapter is the turning point. You now understand that influence is born not from visibility, but from internal mastery. By balancing inner presence with strategic external absence, you become unforgettable, magnetic, and unstoppable. You are no longer subject to the demands of the world. Instead, you shape the world through the silent, powerful energy of your being. Your inner presence is your anchor. Your external absence is your strategy. Together they create a force that is subtle, profound, and irresistibly magnetic. The final step in cultivating influence, magnetism, and respect lies in mastering the art of absence. Absence is not simply stepping back. It is an intentional practice, a form of silent mastery, a demonstration of inner calm, and a reflection of deep understanding. The Buddha taught that attachment clouds perception, weakens energy, and creates suffering. In the same way, constant availability dilutes presence, disperses energy, and diminishes influence. Mastering absence begins with self-awareness. You must first understand the rhythm of your own energy, the flow of your attention, and the boundaries of your mind. Without this awareness, absence becomes avoidance. Without understanding, stepping back is not strategy but neglect. But when you cultivate mindfulness, when you observe your thoughts, your desires, and your reactions, absence transforms into a powerful tool of influence. Consider the bamboo in a storm. It bends, it retreats, it sways, but it does not break. It uses the forces around it strategically, flowing with them while maintaining its rooted strength. Your absence works similarly. It is not a retreat born of fear or avoidance, but a mindful, strategic alignment with the natural flow of life, allowing your energy to accumulate, strengthen, and radiate quietly. Absence also teaches others to value your presence. When you are everywhere, your presence becomes ordinary, expected, and unnoticed. When you are rare, selective, and intentional, your appearances carry significance. People begin to notice not just your actions, but the weight of your energy, the depth of your presence, and the calm that surrounds you. This is the subtle force of influence that cannot be manufactured. It is cultivated within and projected outward naturally. In Buddhist philosophy, emptiness is not void, it is potential. Similarly, your absence is not emptiness, it is a space filled with possibility, energy, and unseen force. By not filling every moment with activity, you allow your presence to resonate more deeply. People sense your energy even when you are not physically there. Your absence becomes a silent signal of value, grounding, and wisdom. Mastering absence also requires patience and discipline. It is easy to chase attention, respond immediately, and be everywhere at once. But true influence comes from restraint. By observing your impulses, choosing where to direct your attention, and stepping back when needed, you cultivate a presence that is rare, respected, and magnetic. The Buddha called this mindful restraint, awareness of action, timing, and energy. Absence is also a teacher of desire. Desire arises not from force but from scarcity and value. By appearing selectively, you naturally inspire curiosity, admiration, and longing. People are drawn to what is rare, grounded, and meaningful. Strategic absence creates anticipation and energy, a magnetic pull that cannot be forced, only cultivated. Moreover, absence protects your inner calm and energy. When you are constantly engaged, your energy disperses, your mind becomes scattered, and your influence diminishes. By practicing strategic absence, you preserve your vitality, your focus, and your magnetism. Every interaction becomes meaningful. Every appearance becomes powerful. Every word carries weight. Absence also teaches self-mastery. The Buddha emphasized awareness and detachment, cultivating calm within while observing the world without attachment. Similarly, mastering absence requires observing your interactions, your desires, and your influence without being consumed by them. You engage selectively, intentionally, and mindfully. You act from strength, not from need. Every moment of absence amplifies your presence. People notice, consciously or unconsciously, the spaces you leave behind. Your energy resonates in those moments. Your calm becomes magnetic. Your influence spreads silently but powerfully. Strategic absence turns you into a force that is subtle, profound, and unforgettable. Think of a temple hidden deep in the mountains. It does not seek attention. It does not shout its presence. Yet travelers come from miles away, drawn by the aura of calm, wisdom, and energy that surrounds it. Similarly, when you master absence, your influence becomes inevitable, magnetic, and respected. Absence also allows for reflection and growth. In moments away from constant engagement, you reconnect with your inner self, evaluate your energy, and cultivate wisdom. You no longer act reactively, you respond intentionally. You influence not because of visibility, but because your internal presence is whole, centered, and magnetic. Mastering absence transforms every relationship. People begin to seek your guidance, respect your boundaries, and value your attention. Your influence is no longer imposed. It is felt naturally. It flows from the depth of your being, not the volume of your actions. The final lesson of absence is integration. Presence and absence are not opposites. They are complementary. The Buddha taught that balance is the path to wisdom. By mastering absence, you create contrast, depth, and resonance. Your selective appearances carry energy. Your calm within amplifies your impact. Your rare engagements inspire respect and admiration. True mastery of absence also requires courage. It takes strength to step back, to resist the pressure of constant visibility, and to honor your own energy. It takes wisdom to recognize that influence is not measured by how often you are seen, but by how deeply your presence is felt. When you combine inner presence with strategic absence, you become unstoppable. You are like a mountain in the midst of storms, unmoved, grounded, magnetic, and undeniable. Every interaction becomes meaningful. Every appearance becomes memorable. Every word carries weight. You influence without force, command respect without demand, and attract admiration without effort. Absence is the ultimate form of authority. It communicates value silently. It inspires desire naturally. It amplifies every aspect of your energy, wisdom, and calm. Those who have mastered the art of absence are rare, magnetic, and unforgettable, not because they dominate space, but because their energy resonates in every space they touch, even when unseen. The Buddha teaches that life is fleeting, change is constant, and attachment is the root of suffering. By mastering absence, you align with these truths. You act intentionally, engage selectively, and allow your inner presence to shine. You become a force of nature, subtle yet undeniable, calm yet magnetic, rare yet profoundly influential. Strategic absence is not avoidance. It is mastery. It is the deliberate cultivation of energy, calm, and presence, amplified by the spaces you create. Every moment away adds weight to your presence. Every silent pause enhances your influence. Every return is felt, noticed, and remembered. By embracing the art of absence, you transform your life. You no longer chase influence. Influence comes naturally to you. You no longer seek attention. People are drawn to your energy. You no longer disperse your strength. Your power accumulates, concentrates, and radiates silently yet profoundly. The mastery of absence is the pinnacle of Buddhist wisdom applied to life and influence. It teaches restraint, patience, energy management, and intentionality. It turns invisibility into magnetism, silence into authority, and rare appearances into profound impact. When mastered, absence becomes the ultimate form of influence. It is subtle, magnetic, respected, and timeless. Those who understand it command attention without force, inspire admiration without effort, and influence naturally without chasing. Your absence is your strength. Your inner calm is your power. Your selective presence is your authority. Together they form a magnetic, profound, and unforgettable force, one that shapes perception, commands respect, and resonates long after you are gone. The Buddha taught that true strength lies not in constant activity, not in endless visibility, but in mindful presence, detachment, and inner calm. Across these chapters, you've learned the subtle transformative power of absence, how stepping back can amplify your energy, elevate your influence, and cultivate a magnetic presence that is felt even when unseen. Every pause, every retreat, every moment of strategic withdrawal is not weakness, it is mastery. By cultivating calm within, by grounding yourself in mindfulness, and by appearing only with intention, you create a life of meaningful influence, authentic respect, and natural attraction. Remember this: your presence is most powerful when it is rare, intentional, and rooted in depth. Your energy resonates long after you are gone. Your silence teaches more than words ever could, and your calm commands attention without effort. The art of absence is the art of life itself. It is the practice of being fully present within, while moving through the world with wisdom. It is the balance of action and stillness, visibility and mystery, giving and withholding. Those who master it do not chase influence. It finds them naturally, effortlessly, and profoundly. Embrace absence, cultivate inner presence, step back with intention, and watch as your life transforms, where every interaction carries weight, every return inspires desire, and every presence becomes unforgettable. This is the power of mindful absence. This is the wisdom of the Buddha applied to life. And this is the path to true influence, magnetic attraction, and timeless personal power.